everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and swatches on this beautiful palette that Melt Cosmetics just came out with, which is the Gemini palette. I'm also going to be including some dupe from Coastal Scent, some Hot Pots. You guys know I love me some Hot Pot Coastal Scent shadows. So if you want to know what my thoughts are on this, see some swatches and also see some dupes, just keep on watching. But first, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I also want to mention that YouTube is not notifying you or is going to be changing the way they upload their videos on your feeds. I will be coming in order like people usually upload their videos, so I would love if you guys turned on your little notification bell. That way you guys get notified when I upload a video. So if you guys want to see my thoughts on this palette and everything else, just keep on watching. I did pick up this palette at the early access online. You had to have like a code to be able to get in the site and be able to order this palette. It's originally releasing June 2nd, which is today when I'm filming this video, and supposedly it's the last time it's going to be restocking. We all know about limited edition products where it's limited edition and then it comes back and then turns out permanent, so I'm not sure. I did want to include some dupes for you guys. You guys know that I love Coastal Scent Hot Pot, so of course while I was kind of comparing them, they're not exact spot on dupes because I was just looking through my collection of what I had to try and recreate this palette, which I'm over here just talking about it but not showing you guys what it looks like. But yeah, I have some hot pots that I want to share with you guys to create a dupe for the Gemini palette. But first off, we're going to be reviewing this palette first. Let me first mention, this palette does retail for $58. You do get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shadows, and its net weight is 0.66 ounces. So when you receive your palette, you do get it in this beautiful packaging. I believe these are pictures of Laura, she is the CEO of Melt Cosmetics, and then in the back as well. So it's just pictures of her and her family, her kids, I think, and yeah, this is really cute. I think it's like really personal and I really like the packaging of this. And then you do get the palette, of course. So this is what it looks like. You get a black packaging, Gemini Melt Cosmetics. You get these beautiful roses over here in the packaging. And then the back as well with the beautiful roses as well. And then Melt Cosmetics, where it was distributed, and their address. It was made in the USA, just in case you're wondering. So in this palette, you do get a protector sheet as always, and you do get a mirror as well. It's not funky, anything like that. Perfect palette to use. I don't always find myself using mirrors in palettes. I like to use like a big mirror in front of me. I don't really use palette mirrors unless I really have to, but you do get a mirror and you do get that option to use a mirror if you really want one. And then these are what the shades in here look like. Beautiful warm tone shades and green tone shades. I love the color scheme in here. It's really beautiful. And when I got this palette, I was actually really surprised on how big the palette was and how big these shadows looked as well. I do want to mention that there is quite a bit of kickback. I don't know if you can tell on my little clear protector sheet here, but there is kickback. So you really want to be careful when using this palette if you are able to snag this up, just because there's a lot of kickback. So you just need like tiniest amount onto the shadow to apply to your eyes, because again, there's a lot of kickback. I'm going to show you guys right here. 1, 2, 3, and look how much kickback there is. And the brush is coated as well. So yeah, definitely be careful. I did find when doing my eyeshadow that there was quite a bit of kickback. So I don't mind kickback as long as there's pigmentation. Just know that don't go swirling your brush in the eyeshadows because there is quite a bit of product on the brush. And also the pigmentation is really good, so you don't need to go really heavy-handed into the shadows. So again, I did pick up this palette for $58. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of pricey, right? Because I didn't spend, I think you had to spend like $100 to get free shipping, or maybe it was $75 actually. I think it was $75. So I paid for shipping, and shipping was like $7, I believe. So I ended up paying like $65 for this palette. So now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of pricey for $65 for these shadows. But if I divide 65 by what, 10 shadows, they end up coming out to $6.50 each shadow. I really like this palette. I don't know if it was worth the $50. I think it was worth I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, $58 is kind of a lot for just 10 shadows, especially when you have to pay shipping. So I wish if I would have gotten free shipping, I think it would have been okay, because it's pretty much like paying for a Huda Beauty palette, because Huda Beauty palettes are $65. I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of feel like it might be a little too much. It's almost a $60 palette for this, and we pretty much have all these shades in our collection. I don't think a lot of people really buy a lot of greens, but I do like that there's these warm tone shades mixed with these green tone shades. It's a beautiful palette. I don't regret picking it up. I do like the pigmentation. The only thing is that it's really powdery and there's a lot of kickback, so be careful. The pigmentation is there, as you can see in my eye look. I like this palette. It's kind of pricey now that I'm thinking about it, but it's a really nice palette. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these for you guys. So the first shade I'm going to be swatching is Luna, which is the lightest brown shade in this palette. And I did find that they're really soft and buttery and smooth, so I had no issue with that. Next up is Gemini. And here is that. A really pretty copper shade. The next shade in this palette is Lorelei. I'm not sure. I think all these shades are like something to do with her, but I'm not sure. I don't follow her really closely to really know exactly why the shadows were named after those names, but I think that's probably just a nickname of hers. I'm not sure. This next one is called Polka Dot. And here is that one. As you can see, they're super pigmented. This one's called Cupcake. That's like a super bad swatch. Let me do it again. I'll do it right here. See, like really pigmented shadows. So you're not going to have any issue with pigmentation or anything like that. Just be careful when dipping your brush. The next shadow in here is called Bonnie's. It's just a black shade. Super pigmented. There's like no issue with that. This one is called Leo. I like Leo. That's my actual zodiac sign. Next up is called Gold. So it's like a shimmery green gold shimmer shade. It's really pretty also. Next up is this beautiful, I don't know, like what kind of green is this? Mossy green it kind of looks like. It's called Fire OG. So that's that one. And then the last shade in here is called Mochi. This is a like mustard shade. The thing that I found about this palette is that it doesn't have like a light setting your lid or like a brow bone shade, so you do have to go in with another palette. But for $58, I feel like it should have a light shade just because it's not on the cheap side. So I actually didn't film this look, but if you guys are wondering what's on my eyes, I used this to set my brow bone shade, which is called Luna. But Luna was good for me to set my eyeshadow primer and stuff like that. It's pretty much kind of my skin tone. So I used that to set my eyeshadow primer. I went in with Lorelei in my crease, and I also went with Mochi in my crease, and then I went in with Fire OG in my crease as well, just to start deepening up my crease. And then I went in with Bonnie and Leo. I mixed both of them together to kind of deepen out my outer corners there. So those were the shades that I used for this eye look. And then for my liner, I just created a wing liner with concealer, and then I just set it with like a white creamy shade just so it doesn't move. So I'm going to share with you guys some dupes from my Hot Pot collection. They retail for $2, and they have had like sales for 99 cents like 2 or 3 times a year. Definitely during Black Friday, they have the 99-cent Hot Pot sale, so definitely check them out. You can get them for $1 instead of $2 if you just decide to pick them up now. So here are the shadows. Again, this is just like a dupe and sharing with you guys what I have in my collection. They're not going to be exact dupes. So this is my Hot Pot dupe palette that I created for the Gemini palette, and here is the original. So I'm going to be doing a side-by-side for you guys. I swatched all of the Gemini shades and I swatched all of my Hot Pot shades. Just some little comparisons and see if you guys want to, you know, pick up a cheaper alternative, which will end up being $24 instead of $58 plus shipping if that's all you end up picking up. I'll be showing you guys comparisons of both of them, so let's jump into that. So here on my hand, I swatched the Hot Pots on the top, and then I did the Gemini palette on the bottom. I feel like we all have like these shades in our collection, which is more of the green shades that we probably wouldn't really have. But again, this is the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette, and this is the Hot Pots. This first one is Pumpkin Pie. This one is Copper Pot. This is Orange Crush. This is Oktoberfest. This is Deep Roast, Incognito, Olive Wood, Sage Sensation, Olive, and then this one over here is called Fool's Gold. I did want to mention Melt Cosmetics. I actually only did like one swipe to be able to do the bottom row because these are super pigmented just swatching them, and these ones did have to be built up, but as you could see they are pretty similar. Coastal scents don't swatch the greatest. There's like hit and miss ones, but on the eyes I don't find that I have any issues. I've used all of these shades on my eyes. But yeah, this is my little comparison dupes for you guys. If you guys want a cheaper alternative, you guys can't afford picking up a $58 palette, I definitely recommend again the Hot Pots, $20 for the Gemini dupe. Or if you wait on sale, you can get it for $10. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review and also dupe comparisons with Hot Pots. Also, I do want to mention I do like this palette. I don't regret picking it up. I wish it was a little cheaper just because it is kind of on the pricier side, but I think actually their stacks are $40, aren't they? And there's only 4 shades. It's a good palette. I don't regret picking it up or anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, comparison and swatch video. If you did, please thumbs this up. Please subscribe if you have not done so already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!